starts in 5.
There he is.
4, 3, 2,
Damn.
1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Damn. Wow. What a surprise. And so remember when I told y'all it was going to happen again? These people can't help themselves. It's what they do. And the thing is that they don't have the impulse control to stop doing it. Even when they realize that, oh my God, the Eye of Sauron is on us, maybe we shouldn't be stabbing people in the throat anymore, they are still going to do it because they can't control themselves.
A shortcut through space.
Yeah, where are they from? Hey, not from Britain, I'll tell you that. Certainly not from Britain. Attempted murder arrest after girl is stabbed. Stabbed in the back of the neck. And he's, by the way, he's 30 years old? Damn, man, look at, God damn. He looking 45.
Clever they are.
No wonder he's mad.
A nice deep freeze.
That's he's younger than me. Oh my God, bring out the guillotine? I know. 45, why stabbed in quotes? I don't, because it could have been I don't know, it could have been a slash, right? I'm assuming, like, this is what I'm assuming. I'm assuming she wasn't stabbed. I'm actually assuming she was slashed. Because if you stab somebody in the neck anywhere, you'll kill them. Like, all you have to do is look at the anatomy of it. Like, anywhere in the throat, like, I mean, maybe there are, like, a handful of, like, hyper exceptions. But if you actually take a knife, like, more than a two-inch blade knife, and you stab it through a person's throat, you will kill them. They're dead. They're dead. That's it. It's over. Watch the video. She was stabbed twice. Okay, I'm gonna watch the video off stream. Yeah, it's slashed because she ran away. Yeah, because if she didn't run away, the thing is that you need to cover Spencer Pratt's new video. I'll get to that. Incoming messaging from the left. It's a matter of time. She rebuffed his advances and mocked him, so she had it coming. There are a lot of big veins in the neck area. They said it's not life-threatening. In different posts, it says she's in critical condition. Well, what the... Actually, why are we even talking about this? Like, I mean, obviously some psycho tried to stab her in the neck, right? Like, whether he did stab or slash her, the intent was to kill her, right? Like, we're splitting hairs for no reason. And so anyway, the migrant that stabbed her has now been arrested. Wow, what a surprise. Oh my God. And by the way, the footage isn't gruesome at all. She runs away. Like, if you really got stabbed in the neck, you would not be able to run away. You would just fall down and die, just like Charlie Kirk did, right? And so, like, that's just really the truth. But, like, you know, I'm just not going to play the video, right, obviously. And trying to justify third world behavior? Yeah, I guess so. Let me scroll down and find these here. And 17 has been stabbed in the neck. Holy fucking shit, man. And let me pull up Tommy Robinson. Let me see what he's saying about them. Here it is. Choke on the blood? Yeah, you do. Wait a second. Oh my God. And this is literally an hour ago. This was today. Man.
Born again.
Oh man. He really was that guy. He was. And absolutely. And where's the arrest for Henry's stabbing suspect? Well, they need to arrest the brother too. They never did that. And wow, holy fucking shit. People post the film violence. Yeah, this is nuts, man. Holy shit. So they're really asking for a full chapter in history. They are. And I think that, again, I think it'll be justified if it happens. The reality is, like, the amount of violence and by the way, you will have another stabbing. This isn't, you think this is the last decapitation? No, this will continue to get worse and worse and
There's
worse.
still so much to do.
And so, what's the other Pride shirt you got? Oh, because I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it fit me. I can put it on stream. If I go downstairs again, I'll bring it upstairs and I'll show you guys the way it looks. But yeah, I don't like it. But I'll show you guys. Why not? Do it? Yeah, sure. It's super tight. It's not. If it was, I'd be wearing it.
Stop them.
I think in the next 5 or 10 months, from how it's going, yeah, think about, and this is the thing, like if we've had this many stabbings recently, and you have this many of these migrants and these crazy people that are around in these countries, it's only a matter of time that this is going to get a lot worse. It is. It's going to get a lot fucking worse because they're going to keep doing stabbings. They're going to keep doing beheadings. It's because they can't stop themselves. They're psychos. The Reddit, you can check the Reddit comments where they ban everyone. Oh no. Oh, there's a Reddit post about this? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Girl 17 stabbed in the neck in Lancaster street attack. Yikes, the footage has gone a tad viral on X. It's brutal, the poor girl. And yes, the suspect is someone who could set off more riots if the girl had died.
There's still so
I
much
don't
to
think it
do.
matters if he died or not, or if she died or not. I don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, Reddit's cracking. Well, Reddit, the thing is that, again, Reddit is actually very right-wing. Reddit is extremely right-wing. The only reason why you don't see that is because Reddit is overly censored. It is massively and insanely overly censored. So the only reason why you're not getting posts about me being right about everything, of course, is because they get banned. That's the reason why. That's it. Like British media, the Reddit supermods are hyper leftist. Well, it's the company that's leftist. That's the problem. The company is allowing this, and the company facilitates it. Like we had Reddit admins. The admins are the employees breathing down our neck at our subreddit because of that. Okay. That's a short article. I can guess who the attacker.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Was made to dismantle DEI programs within federal government and encourage private sectors to end these initiatives.
Okay.
I'm a game developer and I want to share my insights on DEI in the game industry. First, I want to go over an article that covers diversity data collected by GDC. After that, I want to share my experience with the DEIB initiative at one of the companies I was working at. For those of you new here, my name is Mustafa. I am the
I've watched entire realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that happen again.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
You came here from the year 2099? But you haven't aged a day, Natasha. What's your secret?
A balanced diet, lots of cardio, and a healthy dose of super soldier serum.
And I thought my magic worked miracles.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Being a mutant means every day is a battle. But this one is certainly bigger than usual. Looks like we've got it. They got me good.
Invisible?
Give you the hand.
Ah, that's
Maybe a
better.
foot. Who's the man? Waiting. Appreciate it.
You're not going anywhere. My fate isn't now a disappearing act.
Protection goes a long way.
I want to make the smell a disappearing.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Optic Fury! Mission accomplished.
Double KO!
Fear Magneto!
Goodbye. Your tail ends here.
My healing factor can't keep up. How about an assist?
He stopped them in their tracks.
Stronger already.
Down goes their accuracy percentage!
Squirrels never forget. I won't make the same mistakes again.
Scan initiated. Vigilante activity detected. Initiating surveillance mode. Martial law in effect. No unauthorized entry.
Better stop that vehicle! Double KO!
Maximum impact! I can use a hand, and maybe a foot.
My fate isn't now a disappearing act.
He stopped them in their tracks.
Gambit never falls!
Under my
Got my eye on someone welcome guest. Optic Fury!
being stronger already. I'll admit, I enjoyed that. Clearly you needed some help.
A team up nobody asked for! Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Scan initiated. Vigilante activity. Initiating surveillance mode. Martial law in effect. No unauthorized entry.
Show's over. Chaos control. That's better.
That mask is future history.
My work here. Goodbye for now.
Gambit never falls!
Oh, well, neither of us.
Scan
There's
initiated.
better.
Vigilante activity.
Better stop that vehicle!
Initiating surveillance. Martial law in effect.
Hey, they didn't have lanes! Stop them! You're not going anywhere!
There they are.
Optic Fury! Cyclops was new as
Off over here! Be careful!
Be right there.
Thank you.
Feeling stronger already. Hup.
He stopped them in their tracks! Sorry,
You made this mess, Spectre.
Maybe a foot.
Only 60 seconds left. Total KO. You stopped them in their tracks. That's 3. Wow, what a row. Down to 30 seconds. Goodbye.
The moon haunts you!
Final 10 seconds. No winner yet. Going to overtime.
Reborn from the chaos.
Better stop that vehicle. Whip you. There's still a chance to stop them.
I'm opening a portal.
Another epic victory! Big win!
Was made to dismantle DEI programs within federal government and encourage private sectors to end these initiatives.
Okay.
I'm a game developer and I want to share my insights on DEI in the game industry. First, I want to go over an article that covers diversity data collected by GDC. After that, I want to share my experience with the DEIB initiative at one of the companies I was working at.
Pick your
For those of you
hero.
new here, my name is
Really?
Mustafa.
I'm
I
not
am the
judging.
solo developer of the indie studio that I founded, Suburb Path. In the
Nice.
past, I've worked at Treyarch during the development of
Ooh.
Black Ops 4, and I've worked at Zwift, which is an indoor cycling game. Right now, I develop and publish small games on Steam, such as Nexus Defenders, which is a narrative-driven tower defense game, and Beware Tomorrow, which is currently in development, a first-person stealth horror game.
Cool.
So first, I want to go over this.
Watch what goes down when Piers Morgan confronts Michael Knowles on Islam, Henry Nowak's death, and Tommy Robinson. Take a look.
Michael Knowles,
30 seconds before you attack.
Tommy Robinson's an interesting case on this because he's tied himself into quite a few knots with this story already. And this is my problem with Robinson, is I think he's just a massive Muslim-hating grifter. Is that, again, what he's trying to frame there is, well, it's a one-off incident involving a Sikh, because he knows he's on record defending the Sikh community, rightly, actually, based on what he said there. But his desperation to try and bring his wider anti-Islam, anti-Muslim rhetoric into this is laid bare once again. And again, they have nothing. This had nothing to do with any Muslim. This is problematic, isn't it?
Well, nobody's ever accused Tommy Robinson of being an Islamophile, and it's certainly the case that Muslims didn't have anything to do with the killing of Henry Novak. But the public response to that killing, the reason that the killing is so notable politically, not merely at the level of human tragedy, does certainly involve Pakistani Muslims. Is anybody seriously going to argue that Pakistani Muslims have not been involved in lots of crime over the years, lots of stabbings, and one of the other biggest political issues in the country, namely the grooming gangs, which, we will point out, long predate the George Floyd riots and the George Floyd killing. And so in this way, I actually don't think that American wokeness, liberalism is totally responsible.
You know
for the
what Tommy
police
Robinson
response.
never does? He never points out any violence by white people. Ever. And by white Christians. And yet the vast majority of crime in my country is still committed by white people. Now, obviously the proportion of the population is much higher, but actually he never, ever... I mean, this idea, for example, that only a Sikh has stabbed somebody to death, right? What happened was appalling, absolutely appalling. But there will be a lot of knife crime up and down the country in the last week in this country. And I can pretty well guarantee the vast majority will not have been committed by Sikhs, right? But he will never, ever talk about any crimes committed by white people. And that to me, is part of the problem here. That is what's creating a lot of the tensions, is that he likes to create an impression that it's only the Pakistani Muslims committing all these crimes. So even when there's a crime committed by a Sikh against a white English young teenager, he has to immediately deflect back to Muslims and Islam.
But, well, Tommy Robinson doesn't talk about marginal tax rates either. I mean, in defense of Tommy, what he's talking about, his chief political issue is migration and the Islamification of the United Kingdom. And those are real political issues. Obviously, the British people care very much about it. They voted for the Brexit. They didn't get the Brexit, unfortunately. They didn't get much of what they voted for.
Well, because the Brexit doesn't really exist in the way that we were sold. I mean, that's the
right.
It's been 10 years, and the truth is Brexit was sold to the country by a bunch of snake oil salesmen.
The Brexit, obviously, the voters did not get what they wanted. And so the reason that the killing of Henry Novak has such political importance, I think this is the point we have to keep coming back to. It's not just because a lunatic Sikh stabbed a poor innocent white boy. That's awful. Obviously, that doesn't indict all Sikhs. I don't even know that that's an argument to get rid of the ceremonial knife. The reason that it has political import is because of the police response. Because what people saw was that the police were always giving deference to migrants or children of migrants over white people. They were siding with the criminal over the perpetrator. And we have seen that happen again and again and again. That's the story which predates George Floyd. That's why I bring up the grooming gangs, is because the police looked the other way. There were so many reports of Pakistani grooming gangs who were abusing English girls.
And that is true. I mean, Martin Lamont Hill, that is undeniably true.
Again, to be clear, I never said that race didn't matter here. What I'm suggesting here is that there isn't a two-tiered system of justice where white people are on the wrong side of it. If, for example, the person in handcuffs bleeding out were a Jamaican immigrant, or were a black American who'd come over, or were West African migrants, I don't think that they would have been treated any differently. The issue here, as Piers pointed out at the beginning, was a level of deference to the claim made by the Sikh that something happened to him. And I don't think that's the worst thing. If somebody says, hey, I was just the victim of a racial attack, I understand why police may even be more sensitive to that right now. But you have to listen to the person in handcuffs bleeding out. But I think we'd have to be living in a bizarre world to believe that if the person in handcuffs were black, they would have been trusted and listened to more. There's no history in any Western country.
Mark, are you kidding me?
Whether it's the United States, whether it's Europe. I'm not, but just allow me to finish the point. There is no history in the history of policing where that shows that black suspects in handcuffs who are beaten up or bleeding out have been believed or trusted or shown extraordinary deference by law enforcement. I think the issue, I think it's one thing to point out the investment in the statement of the Sikh gentleman, but I don't think it's honest or realistic to suggest that only a white guy would be ignored and neglected in handcuffs. There's just no...
Mark, okay, hypothetical here. The guy who's been stabbed 5 times and is bleeding out on the ground saying, I can't breathe, is a Sikh man. And the guy who's claiming that he wasn't really stabbed and there was some racial incident is a white guy. Let's say the roles were exactly reversed, not to go to some trite racial political nonsense, but I guess it's illustrative here. If the roles were reversed in this situation, you seriously believe that the police would not have acted any differently?
I'm opening a portal.
I seriously believe in this counterfactual hypetical.
A very simple one that you brought up.
If the complainant, agreed. These are all. I'm saying all of them are. I'm not taking a high ground here. I'm just stipulating the same thing you are. If the complainant is a white guy and the person in handcuffs bleeding out is black, there's a whole history in the United States and in the UK of this happening, or Sikh in this case. Sikh, in this case, in the UK, yes. I'm accepting the terms of your hypothetical. I'm saying yes. I don't believe the police operate any differently. It's not because
I got a bridge in London to sell you,
believe
Mark.
that-
I got a bridge in London to sell you. Ridiculous. That's why.
Wait. It's really interesting that Michael Knowles of the failing Daily Wire, the world's smallest violin. Michael, good luck. You'll land up, I'm sure.
It's
You
amazing.
said
My paychecks keep coming
defense-
in. The predictions
you said,
of our
wait, let me
demise
finish.
never seem to
You've
come
talked-
through.
You've talked
But
a lot.
go
You've talked
on.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Tiger Division has had its eyes on you for a long time, Castle.
I've been credibly informed that protests and looting and riots are the language of the unheard, and that we need to step back, check our privilege, and listen to what people are telling us when they're burning their cities down, like what's happening in Northern Ireland. Let's apply that to the people who ancestors built the English Isles, who created arguably the strongest and most powerful culture on Earth, a culture of which America benefited greatly, and who now, having conquered most of the Earth, are being conquered themselves on their small island through unlimited mass migration from places that have no civilization, like Sudan and Somalia. Now we have beheadings in England. So what's going on now, the first beheadings in such a long time? Well, the English have had enough. And I find it instructive because I'm not from England, and, you know, I wouldn't care except for it's the Anglosphere and it's Western civilization. It's the cradle of Western civilization. And we should care about what's happening there because, one, it's a cautionary tale for what will happen here because we're of kindred blood. We have similar body politics and similar sensibilities and judicial systems, and so much of the American system is based on the English system. What's happened here? Ladies and gentlemen, two men who were raised in England are arguing it out. Two guys who have been on my show before, who I am very interested in both of their opinions, Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan, getting into a debate over mass migration in England. And that's a fascinating one. Andrew Tate does not hold back on Piers Morgan about the fact that the stabbings are black people. I say this as a half-black man myself.
Considering you can't even wear a nice watch in that city anymore. Let me ask you a question, sir. All of the knife crime that's happening in London, all of the blood that's running on the streets, considering you can't even wear a nice watch in that city anymore, is it white people or black people who are doing the stabbing? I'm half white, half black. You can't offend me. Just tell me the truth.
And who are most of the
Which one do you think it
victims?
is? Who's doing all the killing?
And who are most of the victims?
Well, some of them are black. Some of them are white. It doesn't matter.
Actually, the vast majority are black. So
I
your
don't
whole
care if
argument,
blacks kill
the whole
only
argument
blacks.
you've been
Blacks
shouting
shouldn't
about,
be killing people.
the whole argument you've been shouting about for the last 10 minutes, you've just exposed yourself as being a misleading argument.
Absolutely not. I don't care if black people kill only blacks. I don't care if black people only kill Chinese. Black people shouldn't be killing. There is an issue within the black community which is leading them towards violence. We can discuss whether it's genetic, we can discuss whether it's cultural, we can discuss whether it's systemic, we can discuss that. But it is asinine and ignorant to pretend that there is not a culture within the black community which is leading to violence. There clearly is. There clearly is. And that needs to be addressed. I say this as a half black man myself. My father was black. Half of my family is black. But I'm not blind.
Well, you'd have to be blind to not see this, right? To not see the statistics on black violence in the Western world, to see that we don't really have a firearm problem in America, that, in fact, we have a cultural problem in America. We have a violent subculture problem in America, and, well, there's a lot of problems in the UK. And the UK is, of course, seeing the extraordinary, eye-watering pace of change that has killed their island number of Muslims in the UK up 44% in 1 decade. 40 million non-Europeans were brought onto the continent legally over the last 10 years. 23% of Ireland are migrants. 23%. The most popular birth name, Mohammed, in England and Wales. Well, where is that going to take your people and your culture? Andrew Tate effectively explaining this on Piers Morgan, that white people are being genocided in their own nation, in the nations that their parents built. That Islamic countries wouldn't allow this. That China wouldn't allow this. That Israel wouldn't allow this. And I, of course, would never be in favor of that. Oh, let's displace every person in Africa, or every person in China, or every Saudi in Saudi Arabia. I would think that's obscene. Or every single Jew in Israel. I would think that's obscene. But somehow it's happening in the West, and nobody's allowed to speak up against it. Why is it just our countries that are stupid enough to allow it? Because it has to be allowed. It's a peaceful conquest. These people, they're not building planes or boats that can reach America. They're being invited in by our leaders.
And it is down to white people to finally grow up back. The reason I am here is to hopefully, as a half-black, half-white man, inspire white people to once again defend themselves and defend their nations, because they are clearly being genocided. They are the most subjugated, the most prejudiced, the number one race which has to suffer from the most prejudice on the planet in the world today. And I'm waiting for them to stand up for themselves and stick up for themselves. And I'll tell you why. I have children from multiple women, and I am racially ambiguous in many ways. When I go to Egypt, people talk to me in Egyptian. And some people say I look white, some people say I look mixed race. I get called all of these things. But when I have children with a black lady, the children are black, and I have Chinese children, and I have Turkish children, and I have many white children. And I know that my Turkish children have a place they can go where they will not be subject to violence because of their skin color. As the same with my Chinese and black children. There's many places on the earth they're going to be free to grow up when I'm gone. I'm very worried for my white daughters, because I don't think they're going to have a country anywhere left on this planet in less than a decade where they're not going to be a victim or a target for potential rape or violent crime purely because of the color of their skin. And it is down to white people to finally grow a backbone and stick up for yourselves, because you're being genocided. This is from a mixed race man. You are being genocided, and you know you are. That's why I'm here.
Again, do you think the Chinese would allow this? The Japanese were about to allow it, and now they just had a right-wing election based on making Japan great again. The slogan of the election was, Japan is for the Japanese. They're engaging in literal mass deportations in Japan. Wild. And so this is a debate that really needs to be had. Is it too late? Knife crimes soar by 86% in London in a decade. I don't know. I'm not sure. And they've been on this before. This is from a different interview. The people of our system are clearly financing the people across the planet, billionaires. Nobody's voting for this, and nobody wants this. I mean, you're exactly right. This is the ultimate goal. So when you see the headlines that migrants are leaving Northern Ireland, that is happening. Several groups of illegal immigrants have been hastily leaving Belfast, caught on camera. When you watch this happening, when you see the torching of businesses and homes, the burning down of these migrant hotels and hostels, their cars on fire in the street, you have to ask yourself, who voted for this exactly? Did the people of Northern Ireland vote to have unlimited third world migrants brought into their neighborhoods? Of course they didn't. In fact, for the last 20 years, they voted against that. So why did they get it anyway? Eventually, if you keep giving people in what is a so-called republic something they don't want, that's destroying their life, beheading them, raping their children, you're going to get a reaction that isn't going to be pretty. The people are going to take matters into their own hands. And that's what you're seeing in Northern Ireland. The better route is to do what the people demand. Everyone can criticize Trump. You can criticize Trump all you want. I will not ever regret my vote for Trump based on what he's done for immigration in this country. Immigrants from the third world have been reduced to absolute zero. Illegal border crossings have been reduced to absolute zero. I want the deportations to tick up, but there have been 3 to 4 million deportations. I don't know where the exact number is right now. Some of them are self-deportations, and it's accelerating. That's the language of the country. The people in this country demand that and more. Do 100 million deportations. And, well, it'd be a great start. The point is that this is what happens when the people keep voting and asking for things in a republic, and you give them the opposite without their consent. And they look up, and suddenly their nation looks like nothing that they even recognize. Some of the most horrifying data here is the UK government. For the first time ever, the United Kingdom, the cradle of Western civilization and Christendom itself, has seen the absolute majority of people not align with a Christian worldview. Now, some of these people could be atheists, agnostic, but they're not self-identifying Christian. And that is the end of everything, because these are the principles. Christian justice, Christian morals, Christian worldview is the foundation of these nations. So